Alright, so I made a post a while back and it seemed to get a lot of likes, so I figured I'd make a video on it. And I already made a video today, but before I lose track of this idea, I'm going to vlog. So the post was, if you want something bad enough, you'll get it no matter what. And it's really true. It's really true, because if you're going to tell yourself, I want something, and then after that statement, a list of a variety of reasons why you can't have that, you don't really want it that bad, because your self-sabotage has given you this illusion that you can't have it. And when you tell yourself, I can't have it, you don't want it, because the idea is to tell yourself that you can have it, and that's how you know you want it to the maximum. And now this applies to various different life goals and whatnot, but it's like, for me, for instance, all I wanted to do was have a site where I could help people, and I could do tarot readings, and I could do my spiritual stuff, I could do my writing, and I could travel the world and this and that. And for years I gave myself excuses, because I was never born into a family that had a lot of money, and I never had the mental capacity and or the teaching educationally, which education can be whatever you think it is, to know how to have money making plans from a young age. Was never really had a kind of figure growing up where it was like, okay, please just help me to understand this. And I used money as a reason why I wasn't going to get anything for a very long time. I can't travel because I don't have money. I can't make a website because I got to pay somebody for it. I can't get my book published because I don't have money to pay an editor. And what I did is I just said the cliche statement of fuck it. And I said, you know what? I may not have an editor, but I'm still going to write a book. And I wrote like 3 or 4, maybe only 2 that are really worth it. But and I said, I don't know how to make websites. I don't know coding. So I met some good people who pointed me in directions of websites where I didn't need to know coding, and they were very easy to make up. And I wanted to travel, but I had my car, and I had my apartment, and I had a quote-unquote good job. So I was like, well, I can't throw all that stuff away, because I'm stuck in this position, and I'm stuck in my hometown. And I was also worried about the strangest things, like, oh my God, if I cancel my lease on my apartment, my landlord's gonna flip out and screw me. And if I quit my job, I'm gonna have to deal with the fact of my boss hating me. And if I get rid of my car, how does anybody live without a car? And then my buddy Wes, thank God, and my friend Travis and my friend Brad that I worked with, they're very motivational, and they just told me, man, you guys are just fucking excuses, like, you want to do this stuff and you post on Facebook all day about people changing their lives, and like you're not going to be, whether people know in the Facebook world whether you're really doing it in your own life or not, you're not going to be extremely successful until you go and you take these leaps you're telling other people to make. So without any money, I lied. I sold my PlayStation. I had like $200, so I knew that was gas to drive cross country, and I had a paycheck that was like $300. But that's not a lot of money. A lot of people save up thousands and thousands to travel, and I was like, whatever. At least I know I've got enough to get there. And this is when more synchronicities started happening. I went to quit my job, and I was really worried to face my boss. And I had quit, and I told him, hey man, this is my last day. I'm really sorry I didn't put in my 2 weeks. Like, this is, an emergency. I have an opportunity in California. I've got to leave. And instead of being mad at all, he's like, what? You don't have any kids? You're not married? I was like, no. He's like, this is a great idea. Like, oh my God, I wish when I was your age I would have done that. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So then I went and talked to my landlord, made a meeting with her. And I was like, you know what, I'm sorry, but I have some news for you. Like, I gotta leave now, and I know I'm breaking my lease short, and you know, I know you're probably gonna take me to court. And she's like, do you have any kids? I'm like, no. She's like, are you married? I'm like, no. She's like, this is a great idea. If I was your age, I would do it, but I've always been too scared. Which that whole scared thing is that's beyond a lot of things. That's worth a whole nother video and stuff. And she was like, nah, you know what I'll do? She's like, you already paid this month, so I'll find somebody to come in there before the end of the month, and you'll be completely fine. You won't owe us anything. And I was like, what? You're telling me I'm gonna be in no trouble? Wow. And I was worried this whole time. And so then I went to Cali, blah, blah, blah. Now I got here, and you just, like, when you're going to start at the bottom with something and change your life, you have to understand that, yeah, it's going to be tough, quote unquote, but, you know, because I've had to kind of try to work my way into living situations in Cali and, you know, try to let people know that I'm not here to be some type of a bum or thief, that I'm just, you know, trying to start out and, you know, make friends and become resourceful. And thankfully I have. And so I did do it, you know, and I can't say that I have a full-blown company right now and that I'm making a bunch of money, but all these excuses that I had of why I couldn't do things, as I let them go, synchronicities came to show me that I would be protected and safe and abundant regardless. So, you know, if you're telling yourself, I can't get out of my relationship because of this multiple list of things, then you're really just too afraid. And too afraid means you really don't want it, because you need to look that fear in the face and give it the finger. You know, because yeah, you'll have to start new, but there's nothing wrong with starting new. I've done it like 5 times already. You get used to it, you know. It's part of the journey, is the build up of your new life. And you know, if you're saying, well, I can't travel because I don't have money, well, like I said, I'm an example of how that's not true. What you just try to do is, like, okay, you don't have money, so you need to figure out a way to make money. It could be any way. I would prefer you do it legally, nicely, but you know, find cash jobs, find a friend who needs something around their house. You know, I came into this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm getting these weird jobs where people are like, hey, will you come and, like, shampoo my carpets at my house, and I'll pay you this amount of money, or will you come clean this house, I'll pay you this amount of money. And, like, so random cash jobs are coming, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm surviving, and this is food to eat, you know. Yeah, I'm not at the position where I can sit there and blow money, you know. Oh, last one. This video is way too long. But I want to talk about synchronicities. I want to end this with synchronicities. I told you about other things, about how I was worried about my boss and about my landlord. Another thing happened. So I had not a lot of money, because after I spent that $200, I came to Cali. I had $300. I had to give my buddy $200 for rent when I got here, and I was like, oh shit, you know. And I remember one of the first nights we met, I was sitting with my generous friend who helped bring me to Cali, and his girlfriend at a bar, and I knew that my last paycheck was coming from my old job. So it was like midnight, and I was like, oh, it just probably dumped in. So I checked my bank account, and it was 4 times the amount that I expected. And I'm at this point where I'm not at all surprised, because life is magical and beautiful, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if they had counted my vacation hours wrong the whole time, or, you know, anything like that, but for some reason there was a lump sum of money that my job gave to me at the end that came out of nowhere, and I wasn't going to ask questions, but I was just able to survive, you know, and it was for nothing, you know what I mean? Like we there's this crazy belief that, you know, you've got to work until you die to have abundance, but God doesn't work on those ideas, you know what I mean? God works on the idea of your heart, you know what I mean, and like following your heart. So that's what really counts. And I say take the leap, man, with whatever you're doing. I can't get divorced because the money and then the courts and the da 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 and then this and that, or I can't get out of this relationship, or I can't get into this relationship, or I can't get this job, or I can't get this car, or I can't start this opportunity. Those are lies that your mind, your ego tells you, because like sin, this is the job of the ego and the devil, quote unquote, is to keep telling you that you can't be something and that you're not worthy of something. And if you can get past that, which is hard, I'm not going to lie. I mean, that's why I do what I do to help people, is because it's hard and people need assistance. But once you can get past that point of I'm worthy, and you tell yourself I am worthy, and I am following my heart and my intentions are good, and yeah, I slip up, yeah, I'm not a perfect person, but I'm doing my best, then things, what's the saying? That there will be doors where there was only walls or windows. And that's my long ass over made video. Bye.